Hi everyone, this is Matt from drawingtutorialsonline.com. I have a really cool video critique to share with you. In this critique, you will learn 4 things that will help you to improve your portrait drawings. These are really simple techniques, but sometimes the simple techniques are the hard ones. Listen, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, we have a free course that you can check out. The link is right below the video, so let's get started. So there were 3 things that you need to practice. Okay, I think overall, when I look at your drawing, you did a really good job, and I'm digging it. So the one thing that you really, I understand. I read what you wrote, and you just want to get more accurate. You just want to be able to draw a complicated statue like this. So what you're doing is great, and you did a really good job. But what you need to continue, I'm going to be very repetitive in what I say. What you need to continue to do is to continue to try to draw accurate shapes. Now, I know you're trying that, but here's a couple shapes that you missed, and it really changes things up. This shape here, it's a shape of shadow. It's the inside surface plane of that eye socket. You drew it a little differently. So yours looks a little bit more like this. So you have kind of like a shape there, and the eyebrow is a shape. You almost got it. You almost got it. You need to continue to practice trying to draw accurately. Here's another shape. It's a triangle. Yours is a little different. Yours is a different shape that kind of looks something like that. Okay? Here's another shape that you're really close with. I'm working on the nose now on the photo reference. So that's a shape. And yours feels very different. I'm not quite sure where the shape is, but needless to say, it just feels different. Okay, so you need to continue to look for these shapes and try to draw them a little bit more accurately. Like, let's do one more. Let's do one more. Here's a shape, and it's a little tiny shape. I'm on the photo reference now on the top near the hair. Your shape's just a little different. Just a little different. It's close. Okay, so that's number 1. You need to continue practicing this accurate shape thing, and the way that you do it is you just draw a shape, and then you try to draw the same shape. It's not easy, but this is what you need to practice. And look at me, how off that is. So this needs to be angled more. This needs to be smaller. If I had an eraser, I can erase out, and that would help me. This needs to be less tall. This needs to be skinnier. So I could keep going and try to fix it. The second thing that you need to do is you need to make the shadow values solid. How do you do that? You purchase a Bristol brush. I show you this in How to Draw a Skull, how to model the skull. You get a little Bristol brush. It's maybe 1/4 of an inch long and 1/4 of an inch wide. And you take that brush and you brush the pencil in the shadow into the tooth texture of the paper. Because now I'm going to go back to the photo and draw here. So when we look at this, this is a shape. Okay? And it's a solid shadow shape. But what is happening on your drawing is I'm seeing all these little white specks. That's the texture of the paper. They're kind of like little valleys in the paper. Your pencil's not getting in those valleys. And so that it's changing the feeling of your drawing up. So when I look here, wow, this is a really solid shadow. When I look at your drawing, I'm seeing all these like little specks. So you need to use a brush in the shadow to push the pencil into the tooth of the paper. The third thing that you really need to work on, and I know you're doing this, but you need to work on it every single week for about 10 to 15 minutes. It's just called matching values. You need to get a grayscale, okay? put the grayscale on your piece of paper, and maybe there's like 5 values. I don't know, you can get paint chip samples from Lowe's or True Value or Home Depot, and just put that value down, and right next to it, practice matching it. If you want to use the brush, use the brush. Push the pencil into the nooks and crannies of the paper. You need to match values. Now, let me show you another thing of why your drawing feels off, because here it is. Like, I'm on the photo now. You have this shape on that side of the face. That's a shape, and it's a solid value. So I can't find your shape. Your shape is a little bit more here. And you have a little shape over here. And this is more of a line. But then the rest of that shape is light. If this shape, I'm on the photo now, and I make it a little bit darker, that's what frames out the nose, and that's what makes the nose pop out. So listen, you did an amazing job with this drawing. If you could just practice matching values a little bit more, practice making your shadow shapes more solid. They don't need to be the darkest dark, they just need to be more solid. And if you could draw accurate shapes, these are 3 of the most hardest things to do. But they're important. You also need to squint. Squint at what you are looking at. Because when you squint, you can see the simplicity in everything, okay? I think your drawing is excellent. I think you're keeping your lights light. You're keeping your shadows shadow. You just need to do these 3 things. 4 things, technically, you need to squint. Now, these are, the brush thing isn't that hard. You really only want to use, I don't like a blend-in stump, I like a brush. But you really only want to put the brush and use the brush, the Bristol brush, like I show you in How to Model the Skull, that new course that I uploaded. Use the brush only in the shadows. You don't want to overuse the brush tool, because if you do, your drawing's going to look all soft and fluffy, and that's not good. You just want to use it to push the pencil into the paper. Okay, only in the shadow shapes. Don't over model with that. Okay, it's just there to make the shadow shapes a bit more solid. The matching of the values, that took me years to do with paint and color, oil paints, mixing all these different colors, and it's hard, but with a pencil, it's a little bit easier. And the accurate shape thing, that's really a lot of eye-hand coordination. Start off with a simpler shape. So if I come down over here, and I just draw a shape like that, I am off today. Oh my God, look at that, look at that. But it doesn't matter that I'm off today. I can deal with my ego being bruised. What's more important is that I see that I'm off. Okay, now what do I need to do? I need to take steps to remedy the fact that I'm off. What are those steps? I need to practice drawing a whole bunch of different shapes. I need to get my touch back. The longer you've been an artist, the easier it is. The shorter you've been an artist, say you've only just started to draw, it's going to be harder to do that, but it'll come, okay? Very nice, very nice. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. I do believe that these 4 techniques will really help you if you practice them. If you like the video, once again, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget, we have the free course right below. The link is right below this video. And I think you'll learn something from the free course, even more so than this short little video critique. I'll talk to you soon. Be good.